Alright, so no question for the presentation part, and I can go to the tiles. Well, as an old traditional CPM tool, Tilus also using the template. So the template can be created according to your need. So the template can be the already resource loaded, the cost loaded, the displays, and already given the information about distance. It's up to you how you would like to have your template. So in my case, I'm just creating the new project, and I took the general template. And my general template, I already have my resources, some cost, and time library information, and I will just set this is the demo. Project name is demo. I can choose different unit type. Later on, all this information can be changed, so it's up to you. For now, you can just create. I'll just give the start and end distance, the start date and end date. It can be the calendar, multiple calendar support for it's supported. I'll just create a simple view, and what we can see here. So you see, this is the paper. So whatever, just think about the Tilus that this is the paper based, and you can just take a pen and draw your activity or your project right on the paper. For instance, we have our start, let's say from the 0, and we have at the end 4 kilometers. All right. So now I'm planning with just inserting one task. I have here my template called the topsoil stripping, and I'm planning my task. Okay, so I just draw my task. Well, my task has already predefined information, such as I have this display and I have the information about the quantity. Right now I don't have a quantity, but later on I will input it very easily. Now, before this, what I would like to explain is this is our main area where our project will take the place, but where all the data is stored. The Tilus is a file-based system, and all the information you have is in one file. So this is, for instance, the demo.hsp. This is the file, and all information is stored right over there. You don't need to have any different other files. And everything is on the Tilus Explorer. So for instance, I have my different views, the Gantt chart, traditional Gantt chart, for instance, a time distance diagram. I can have my task list. You can see this is same as an Excel. You can have the ID, the work breakdown structure, the calendar information, start, and so on. Everything you can have it, and it's also possible to edit it. All right. So moreover, if you have some resource, you can have the resource list, all the lists over here, and it can be copy paste, or it's up to you how you would like to see it. All right. Moreover, on the library part, please pay attention. This is our library part. On the library part, we have the information about my tasks, about resources. If I'll open the resource, I have my predefined resources which are coming from the template. You can create your easily new resource or sub-resource. You can edit it, you can change the account, change the unit cost. So this is very easy and manageable to do. Assigning the resource is also possible, just selecting the task and adding the resource. For instance, I can have here the one specialist and one caterpillar, and you can see my resource has been assigned to the task. Moreover, graphical information, for instance, possible to see. We have here different symbols which we'll use for the graphical representation of the project, and other information, currency, units, categories, sector types, and so on. So, what we can do more. I'll just show you the example how and what we can do. In this case, let me remove my resource, and I will set the quantity. So as I was mentioning before, the Tilus has a different type of the calculation model. We can calculate according to the quantity, according to the work rate, or according to the duration. Let me show you how I can calculate according to the duration. I'll give the quantity, which is, let's say, cubic meters, and what it gives me, what kind of information it gives me. Now, we have 20,000 cubic meters of the total amount to be stripped, but my planned work rate is only 120 cubic meters per hour. So Tilus automatically calculates what is my duration. Okay, so what if I will increase my work rate, and I'd like to know what will be my duration then. I will change my work rate, for instance, to 240 cubic meters per hour, and please pay attention, my duration has been changed. This is on more properties bar. You can have a detailed information. However, if you want to have a quick access and a quick view, just look on the top. We have the name of the activity, the start date, the start hour, the end date, and the duration, as well as the length information and the distance information too. So I'll just go back to this, my planned work rate. Okay, now another very good example I would like to show is the splitting. Like when you have when your activity is the quantity loaded, so sometimes you have to stop your work or just to split your activity. How we can do it in Tilus, and if in traditional CPM we are doing all manually, like once we split it, our task, and we have to calculate the duration of it, and then to calculate the quantity of it. Here in Tilus we don't need to do this because it does automatically. So we can split the task, different methods available and the task, but in my case, let me show you. I will split it on 1000 to 1500 meters. Okay, I'm splitting my task by the distance on 1500 meters. So please see, my task has been splitted. Okay, my task has been splitted, and the quantity automatically has been splitted as well. So from 1500 meters until the 4000 meters, my amount is 12,500 cubic meters, but the rest part I have 7,500 cubic meters. All right, so this is how you can understand the Tilus. Once again, I'm repeating, you are able to manage your crew movement. For instance, from 1,500 meters, you are starting the work, and you can see that your crew will be working on this side. Okay, and it will take them 8 days, for instance. But if you would like to finish all the total works in a shorter period, you can, for instance, change the direction of it, manage according to this, or for instance to link it automatically and then reschedule it, and you will have everything right here. The linking options also I would like to mention, which is very powerful in Tilus. Like we can have by the calendar time, by the working time of the predecessor, the percentage of the duration of the predecessor. You know what is the percentage? If the predecessor has reached some of the percentage, then your successor can start. Equipment mobilization, you can give the mobilization of the equipment, you can give the fixed some speed. Okay, so it will calculate your lag automatically. Also distance to successors, which I was mentioning, that two activities, for instance, they cannot be work closer than, assuming by the 100 meters or 200 meters, or also give the additional time like for that. Or for instance, the predecessor is at, when the predecessor is reaching some part, some distance, then we can start our another activities. All right, so this is the example of how we can create the task. This is the linear task. I can create easily some structural task. Let's say, oops, not this one. I just misclicked. Let's say I have my bridge segment. So this is also the task. You can change the display of it. You can define any color if you want. It's up to you how you will have it. It can be, for instance, the rectangle, the parallelogram rectangles, the lines, and triangle, for instance. It's up to you how you would like to see it. Alright? The task can be moved very easily, so it can be copy and paste by the Ctrl+C and the Ctrl+V options. Like, you can manipulate with the task however you want. Alright? I will just delete them. And okay, this is about the basics, that you have to know in order how to read the Tilus. Now, if we go to the more, for another example, please see, I have my Tilus. This is a sample project. What I can see here. On the above, I have the profile information, the land height, the rail height, alright? I have here my elevation profile, the amount to be cutted, the amount to be the place, amount to be filled. This is all values, and you can export the data to the clipboard or any other place. The histogram, such as the cutting and filling histograms, you can see this. This is, I think, the each 500 meters. Yeah, this is the display the information. Each 500 meters, you can display information. Each 100 or any other scale. Okay. Also the filling information. Graphical representation, symbolic representation of our work of our project. Sorry. Now, the information about my kilometer, the meters in kilometer, or my station point. So it can be the districts, for instance, or it can be the different sections as well. My milestone activities, so on. So now, one thing that I would like to mention is, remember on the presentation part, we had the topic why we had the two breakdowns. Now, this is the subject of it, that we have here my activity, which is soil removal, and the information, like, it's not just linear, it has some shape. So once I move my activity, so it becomes a different shape. Why I have it? Because it's getting the information from my profile data, which means right from above. Okay, so right on above. I will shorten this task and you can see how it changes. Also, please pay attention on the quantity information. It changes on the quantity level as well. Alright, so this is a very powerful tool for us in order to calculate the real duration of our activity. Here we have that it will take us 24 days. Now, moreover, I would like to show you the information about the resources. This is the preloaded resources on activities, the labor information, the labor hours, total machine hours, cost and income, and the cash flow diagram as well. So that was on the time axis. However, please see, I have the same information but according to my distance. Alright, so I have a machine operator, the specialist, so on the number of the resource over here. The histograms, such as on the distance from, this is the 500 meters, and we have the total people working and total machine working numbers, and also the cost and income according to the distance. Okay, so now the more let's say specific topic is for the tunnel building. This is just an example for you. We have 550 meters of the tunnel, which will be working with TBM. We have our planet soil classification, or for instance, let me just remove it for now. What we can see here, we have a standard traditional not so standard time distance diagram. We have our profile, so this will be our tunnel. Okay, and now we would like to plan. So I would like to plan first my TBM. So I'm planning, I will start somewhere in August, and I have my plan. So now I planned my TBM, so work If this is my TBM, this is a planet. This is usually when you are planning and submitting for the tenders. So you have a plan. Now you receive, later on, you receive the information about the soil. So you have the planet soil classification. So what you can do is you can plan according to the given soil classification. You have from 0 meters until 75 meters, you have this K61, right? From 75 meters until the 150 meters, you have K64A type. Okay, let me just make it shorter. And now, once we have information from the planet soil classification, I can plan my works according to this data. All right. So what we can do is I have my planet, and I'm starting the same time. And now, please pay attention. Okay, I'll move it. I'll make it a bit visible. So please pay attention that the work rate has been changed according to the soil type. Okay, once we reach the area where we have, for instance, 250 meters or 150 meters, it has a different work rate. Okay, so I'm going down, down, I'm moving. And you can see that with given plant, for instance, soil classification, we can say that we'll be in delay for a few months. So, and you can see that the calculated finish date is this. This is the based on the owner soil classification. Once you started the work, now once you start the work, you did the geological test, and you have a bit different soil classification. So this is the panel where you have the actual soil classification. So you see, as I said, for instance, from 0 until 75, you have this type, K61 type of the soil. However, when you do the actual, you think that K61 was from 0 until 50 meters, and from 50 meters until 180 meters, you have K64A. All right, so this is different. So what you will do in this case, you will give the actual soil classification, and how it will look like, you see, you can say that according to your actual information, you will have a different work rate and a different work rate. So what does it mean is, if we plan, this is our initial plan, okay, we were about to finish this time. However, when we receive the information from the owner about the soil classification, we can have a plan according to their soil classification, okay? But now when we do actually the program, when you do our work, we can see that, sorry guys, but your soil classification is actually a bit wrong. But here is our soil classification, and we can tell that we will finish on this date instead of this. So it's 1 month later. We'll finish it 1 month later. All right. So is it clear? Okay. So now another good feature that I would like to show is the actual export from Primavera. All right. Here I have my sample project. This is the metro. Okay, this is the metro project where I have the information about my tasks, and here I have the information, my distance and the start distance and the end distance. So this is my standard task and information I added about the distance. So what I can do this is I can just export it as a Primavera XML. Okay, I'm exporting this as a Primavera XML. I will not do this in order to save the time. I have already exported the XML file. So what I will do is I will just keep it over there, and right now let me explain you my template. Alright, this is a template where I have my tunnel information and I have my station. So this is the station name, different districts, the kilometer information, but without any activities. I have the empty time distance diagram. Alright, I have my empty time distance diagram. Nothing is there, but this is my template. So what I will do in this case is I will just import it. I will take the information from Primavera. It is, by the way, possible to import from the MS project and ASA project. Probably I was mentioning this. However, it's good to remind. I will take the next. I will select my XML. So this is my XML. Now, it gives us an opportunity to import which data we would like to import, whether we would like to take the tasks, the categories, the links, the resources, the cost information, or some sector profiles. What I will do is I have here my additional field mapping. So I'm mapping my information from the Tilus and information from the Primavera. Okay, so once I click finish, you will see that all my activity just appeared over here. So this is all my activity, you can see. So this is the okay, so let's say this is a roof level, TBM desampling number 1, TBM desampling number 2. You have here the planet, the stairs, the backfilling activities, and so on. This is the station works, all right. However, if I'll move to my task, so here are my linear tasks. Okay, so this is my linear task. So everything what you can have in Primavera, it's possible to export to Tilus as well. Okay, I hope it's understandable and everything is fine. Now it's a time for the question and answer sections. I have around 2 or 3 minutes, so I'll try to answer your questions really fast. Otherwise, please write us the email. All right. So Mr. Uday asked the question whether it's possible if it's in Tilus is defined the major plant capacities such as the asphalt plant or the crushing plant, etc. Yes, of course, it is possible to define them. This is the information. For instance, if I will go to the distance axis and the distance profile, so you can see this is all information which would I have on my Tilus Explorer. I can import the number of the information. It's up to you which information you would like to import, whether it's from the Excel or from the clipboard. It's up to you how you would like and which information you would like to display on the Tilus. Okay. Mr. Kapila asked the question, being a junior engineer, how do I convince my boss or the site project director to use it? Well, ask them the simple question, do they have the time distance scheduling, or they're using only the traditional CPM? If they do the time distance scheduling, they can do it on the Excel, but it will take them the ages. So why you have to spend that much time and do it everything manually on Excel when you have the Tilus? Okay, moreover, let me see. Mr. Jacob asked me the question whether there is an update file exists in Tilus similar to the one in Primavera while importing, so that it doesn't need to have to change the graphical representation of the activities every time. Yes, you are updating the file. Once you, for instance, you did your data date, you enter the progress on the traditional CPN on Primavera, and you the same way you are just exporting it and importing to the Tilus. All right, so no problem with it. It has an update file, so you don't need to do everything new and lose any graphical representation of activity. Okay, Mr. Anand asked kindly to send our contact details and the recording. Of course, we will send. Okay, so okay, Mr. Uday, once again, another question we had from Mr. Uday. What is the maximum length we can plan in Tilus? Well, it's up to you. It's unlimited, I can say. Okay, Mr. Jacob asked the question whether the filters can be used. He would like to see whether if it's possible to display only one activity. Yes, it's possible to display only one activity. Then multiple number of the filters, the options can be here. For instance, I can have the tasks. Here I have my filter options. All right, so it can be filtered according some different parameters according to the calendar name, the category. For the clash, if you have some task with the clash, you can just filter them in order to see. No need to go for each activity. For the constraint, whether you have a critical path, you can filter from the critical path by the task name. For instance, I can have here the task template. All right, the task template, and I will show some architectural works. So you can see I just used my filter for architectural works, and you can see only the architectural works has been displayed. So why I was telling that the Tilus is you have to understand this as a paper view. So whatever you would like, for instance, if you would like to draw only the one activity, all right, on the one activity in order to see it whether what is the progress of it or what is the information of it, it is possible to create a new view. All right, so you can create the new view. You can have create a new view. I'll just write a demo. I can create a new view, add a different rows, different columns. Okay, so this is up to you how you would like to display. First might be the time distance diagram. For instance, I will make it as a time distance diagram. Okay, so this is the time distance diagram. This is my Gantt chart, traditional Gantt chart time. Okay, this one will be my distance Gantt chart. This is my distance Gantt chart. On the left side, you can have a dashboard reporting. For instance, I can even I can glue this cell. So this is the paper, this assumed paper. Whatever information you would like to see, you can have it. No problem with it. So I can have this one as my dashboard. So you see, this is my dashboard information. So how you would like to see, it's up to you. Now let me continue with questions. Okay. Mr. Vatwa asked, R and S-curve is possible. Yes, the S-curve is possible. If I'm not mistaken, I have them already prepared. Yep, right here, for instance, this is my S-curve. I can have a display, a different view on it. I can show the okay, the fill array underline. It's fine. For instance, line, and I can change the line style. Okay, so here the S-curve. It is possible to have the S-curve as well. Okay, Mr. Verender asked that he has around 3,000 activities in Primavera schedule. No problem, you can have them as well, or you will have even less in Tilus. Okay, okay. Okay, Mr. Uday asked, is it necessary to have a profile data in Excel or in AutoCAD file? Well, it cannot import the data from the AutoCAD directly, so you have to first export to the Excel and then import to the Tilus. Okay, another question we had, that all libraries shown today are available as a standard. Yes, this is available on the standards. Moreover, I can show you another thing, is another let's say sample project from the real project, railway project. This is the Union Railway project. All these tasks we have here, you can see this. This is the real project. Okay, it's the real project. Another option what we can here. This is a Warsaw Metro. You can have here the graphical representation. We have here the metro stations. These are the metro stations. We have the station works, and we have the TBM works. All right, so all this we have. Okay, another question we had is, can we have a special calendar with the holidays or the special day offs? Of course, you can have the special calendars, and you can display them in the Tilus, no problem with it. We have a number of the calendars you can use for each activity, different calendar. Okay, here you can have a different calendar for each activity, or it is possible to have a layer. Okay, I had a question from Mr. Render. He has around 3,000 activities in Primavera, and when he will start updating and comparing plan with actual will be difficult. How to handle? Well, once you have your baseline, you export it to the Tilus, and you save here on Tilus as a baseline. All right, you have here the baseline manager, and you can have the multiple baseline information. And later on, you will just import. Once you enter the progress on your traditional CPM or wherever tool you are using, you can just import to Tilus and compare it. Okay, all right. So let me go on with the questions. Okay. We had a question whether it's a standalone. Okay, whether the Tilus is a standalone or the web-based. The Tilus has three possibilities. It has a standalone version. It's usually standalone. However, we also have a USB stick, which means that your Tilus and your license are on your USB sticks, and you can give it to whoever you want or who is working on it, and he will just plug in this USB and open the Tilus and work on it. Another question about the rates changing with fiscal year. Well, the rates are this is the planner who is defining the years. The Tilus only gets the information which you entered. So if you enter some different information, different rates, so it will give you the plan according to this. So whatever it is you have, you can show it. Is it compatible with any version of the Primavera? Yes, it is compatible with any version. Okay, we had already this question regarding the filtering. Yes, we can filter the activities, no problem. Can we have a customized view as per responsibilities? Yes, you can have the customized view, no problem. I even will show you some of the examples. Okay, examples. Let me just, here I have this is the sample project. So you can see what I have here. I have here my view. This is my view. Below I have defined my districts, the land cover, whether I have a road crossings, the water crossing, the railway crossings. All right, and let me go above. Okay, and here we have the total information. This is the all for my old works, the total information, the progress information. And below we have the activity. So this is the activity for only one. Let's say this activity name is clear and grabbing activity. So this part is only for the clear and grabbing. So you are just filtering and displaying only the information which related to this activity. All right. So you have the actual, the planet, the quantity, and so on. Okay. Well, okay. Can we define the different rates for different timelines for the resource? Yes, it is possible. You can give the different rate or a different timeline. For instance, if your project, let me show you another sample where you will understand what I mean. There is a possibility to plan according the different work rate. So, okay, assuming that I have my task, okay, I have my excavation task, please note that during the November, so let's stop at and March, this is the Polish name of the months, so sorry for this, we have the winter period. And our winter period, we have, of course, we'll have a different work rate. However, initially we plan our task, and our task with the work rate is 500 cubic meters per day. But what we can do is we can plan according to our information that we will have our work rate will drop down. For instance, if we were planning with 500 cubic meters, so now my plan is 420. What we did not consider is our winter time period. In that case, what we can do is we can have the recovery. What does it mean, recovery? Is when you know that during the winter time your productivity rate will drop down. First, you increase in the beginning. You increase your work rate. So now you can see I have my work rate with instead of the 500, I have 600. Okay, I have a 600. So if I have it here, by this time I can catch or even finish my activity much faster. So in this case, your recovery line reached a different distance because your work rate, because of the higher work rate, and you drop down during the winter time, your work rate drops down, and then you are catching even finishing your baseline. All right, so let me continue with the question. Okay, we had a question whether we can show, can we show the activities that is not related with execution and cannot be shown in a specific project location, such as design, procurement, approval, and etc. Of course, it is possible to be shown. For instance, you can have one task. Let me just create for you the one task and write it over here, and I can give this is my rectangle. I will hide the line and I will name it, and then I will add some text on it, and I will write that this is a design, or for instance procurement. Okay, so this is the procurement part. So this time we'll take out the procurement, for instance. It is also possible. It is also possible in this way display the delays. So it can be the design delay or the procurement delay. And when you will have the question why we have the delay on this specific area or specific task, why our activity is not start, you can easily print out this view and give them to say that, you see, this is the procurement delay or the design delay. It is possible to have it. And this one cannot have any sense to your project. Okay, another question we had, can multiple person can work on update their respective activities on the same project at a different machine? Well, nope. Actually, for now, the enterprise model is not active. However, the developers are working on it. But what you can do is, for instance, if you have a project, you can divide it into 2 sub-projects, and later on, the first person can update respective activities on the one, and the second person can update on the different one, and then you will have one master plan, okay, one master plan, and just combine them. Here we have a sub projects, okay, so you can combine all the two schedules together with it in order to have it as a one project. It is possible. Okay, well, I think I answered most of the questions. Okay, Mr. Farid asked, will it produce the same S-curve as P6? It will produce any S-curve as you would like to have it. No problem with it. Okay, Mr. Shirang asked me the question whether we can make this available, make this data available online for other users. So if you would like to share this video, no problem, you can share it. But if you are speaking about whether the sharing data of the project itself, yes, you can share it. You, as I said, you can. All right, yes. As I was expecting, the project data, yes, you can share it, no problem. This is the file based, so this is the file based. If I'll have just I will save it to my desktop. All right, I'll save it to my desktop. I will show it over here, and where is my, here is my demo, so you can no problem share it with anyone else. But of course, please put it on archive, and we will zip it and then send it. It will be much better. All right, thank you very much. If you will have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We are here for you. So, thank you very much and have a good day.